Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rainbow Investing, where we examine a spectrum of ideas to increase your long-term wealth. Now, tonight I thought we would do a video on everyone's favorite topic, which is budgeting and making a savings plan. Now, I know it's not the most interesting topic in the world, but if you're really serious about managing your money for the long term, it's a really important thing to actually think about and to even get some idea in your head about where your money's going, because this is the number one problem that people have when managing money, is actually not knowing where it's coming in and where it's going out, especially where it's going out. So tonight we're going to have a look at savings plans and just a simple way to work out what might be a good way to save money for you. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do videos on personal finance and investing. And if you find this video useful, make sure you leave a like on it. It really helps my small YouTube channel out, and I really do appreciate it. So let's get started. How to make a savings plan. So I just thought I'd talk about two really simple ways of managing money that you might be able to adopt. So the first one I've got here is actually from the Minority Mindset YouTube channel and Jaspreet Singh. So if you haven't already, make sure you check Jaspreet's channel out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. So I can't actually take credit for this method, but I think it's really good and really simple. So let's just talk through it and let's find out if it's good for you. So under this plan, the idea is to live off half of what you make. See if you can make that work for you, 50% of what you make. Now, this might be very tough for a lot of people, especially if you're young and living in a capital city, because we all know rents are really high and other costs are really high, and wages haven't really been going up that much. But it's about the mindset. So if you get into this idea that you can live off half of your income, it's actually a really positive way to go. And maybe even if you tweak it to 60%, if you can make that work, then that's better than nothing. It really is. So how this method works is that you try to live off 50% of your income. You put 30% of it towards an investment. So that might be your first house, it might be an index fund, it might be any kind of investment really that will end up making you money in the long term, is a good way to go. So I'll leave a link in the description for my video about how to get started and easy ways to invest, and you should definitely check that out. And the last 20% is savings. So that just means putting money in a savings account for a rainy day. And Jaspreet recommends that you build this up to eventually be able to cover 6 months of your living expenses. So if something bad happens, like you get sick or you hurt yourself or you lose your job, it doesn't make you go bankrupt. You've got 6 months of living expenses ready to go for that rainy day. All right, so the second plan I've got here is actually also from someone else, I'm afraid. It's the Barefoot Investor's Way, and it's a very popular and a very common savings plan. So let's just go through it. So the Barefoot Investor recommends that you set 60% of your income aside for living expenses. So not too different from this plan, but 60%. So look, if you can make either 50 or 60 work, it doesn't matter, as long as you're keeping a significant chunk of your money on the side for other pursuits. So the Barefoot Investor recommends you keep 20% of your income for investing, or maybe buying a first home. Again, anything that will make you money in the long term. Anything that you can put your money in and get money back again in the future. And I've got 10% set aside for long-term savings, so that might be for a holiday, might be for a TV, a really big expense that it's difficult to just buy off the bat. And then 10% for those things that make you happy in life, like going out to dinner, going to the movies, things like that, that aren't big long-term things, but things that you really don't need, you want. Maybe that new Xbox. So here you go, guys. This is just a general idea of how you can allocate your money if you're inclined to start doing something about your money over the long term. But the really important thing, you don't have to follow these plans, but what you do need to do is have a look at your money, how much you're earning, how much you're spending, and work out what you can afford to put aside for your long-term future. Because it's your money, and you really should put some aside to work for you, because that's what investing is all about, making your money earn you more money without you having to do anything. All you have to do is put it aside, because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're spending all the money you earn, you're taking away from what you could have down the road. And that's what investing is all about. So if you take anything away from this video, just think about how much money is coming in, how much is going out, and maybe what kind of plan you can do with your money. Because any plan is better than no plan. And I'll make sure to leave a link for Scott Pape, the Barefoot Investor's book, The Barefoot Investor down in the description. So if you haven't read that book and you're serious about changing the way you spend money, make sure you check that out because it is a fantastic book, really. It's one of the first investing books that I've read, and it really got me interested in personal finance and just looking after my money better. So make sure you check that out. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Make sure you leave a like on it if you do. I'll be back again with some more videos soon, but for now, good night.